Hello, and welcome to Leaving My Comfort Zone. Alright, so this video is a drone flight. No, actually, this video is going to be about um, a takeoff from my last video. Because my last video, I was having problems, and it was called, I think, um, Leaving Your Comfort Zone Unwillingly, or life making you leave your comfort zone. I think that's more like it. Life making you leave your comfort zone. So when life changes, you have to change with it. That's how you survive. You change with the times, or you perish. Had to put that down. All right, so a lot of things have been changing. I'd like to speak on some of them because I haven't made a video in about 3 months. First thing I'd like to say is that everybody that supported me, thank you very much. You'll never know how much it's helped spiritually and, well, just spiritually. Because times like this, it's not money. I mean, money, don't get me wrong. But also, it's knowing that people have your corner and helping you through some of these times. Some of the things I'd like to say is that for people that have not made arrangements for themselves in the future, you should. Not just a will. See, my parents had a will. A will is fine. Okay? The thing is, what happens when you become disabled? In this case, my mother had a stroke, and my father started to lose his memory. All right, so what do you do then? You haven't perished. We're not going to put you in the ground. So what do you want to do? You want to have the state take care of you? Well, if you have the state take care of you, the state will take every dime that you have. And see, myself, my parents, we are middle class, okay? So middle class people, the state will take everything that you own, and you will have nothing, and then they will take care of you after they even raped you. Now, you've spent your entire life working, and you would think they would do something for you after you've paid God knows how much in taxes and all of these other things, but they don't. Apparently, they don't. That's not how the system's set up. Now, obviously, if I was a millionaire, a billionaire, or Bill Gates or whatever, I would just say, you know what, hey, he's got some problems. The family has some problems. Boom. Let's just get some health care in here. Take care of them. It doesn't matter. Put them in assisted living. It doesn't matter. Money is no object. Well, you know what? I found out that money is an object because what happens is things like assisted living. In my case, for two people, my mother and my father, to keep them together, it will cost $10,000 a month out of pocket. And that's so middle class. I'm not Bill Gates. I'm not anybody like that. I'm not. Yeah, I know my name is Robert Johnson, but I am not related to that Robert Johnson. Mr. BET. Okay, so I need the help of the government, and the government doesn't really help the middle class. The government turns the middle class into the poor. And that's what their function is, at least in this type of situation. So if I was poor, if I had nothing, if I had been on welfare, all of this would have been solved. I'd make a phone call, a couple of visits by social workers, boom, it's all over with. But in this instance, no. We're trying to protect what little we have and not let the government take everything we have, leave us destitute. I've heard rumors about people actually in this situation, in my situation, being put out on the street. Okay, so there's that part of it. So also, what people really need to know is that you need to have something like a living will. Not just a dead man's will, but a living will. You also need the people that you care about or the people that are going to take care of you, you need them to have certain information, like where are your documents at? Do they have access to your safe deposit box? Do they have access to your bank accounts? Do they know their bank accounts? Your credit cards, your debt, things like that. And you'd be surprised how much stuff is in there. Now, I was fortunate enough I was able to purchase an attorney hire an attorney, and they're helping me out. But it's still, even with that, it's paperwork, 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 paperwork. Anyway, so now um, when I'm not doing paperwork, I'm bored crazy because I haven't had a chance to go to Missouri. I haven't been able to do anything that I really wanted to do. But I'm doing what I have to do. So one of the things that I did was that I started working on fixing this basement up. Now you can see up here, it's plywood, and the reason that it's plywood is because this basement was so old. I know the light is kind of bad. If you see those tiles are made out of paper, and so there was a lot of condensation down here, and with the condensation, and then over the years when people have hit the ceiling, because you can see I could touch it. All right, so over the years people have hit it, touched it, and eventually what happened is a couple of months ago is that this entire section, it's hard to see, this entire section, well, I'll show some stills, came down and it was all over the ground. Now this is my staging room. Okay, so you've seen me make videos in here in this particular room, and what I do is I get all my stuff ready. I'm trying to get that glare out of there. I get all my stuff ready for my trips to Missouri. So I really didn't care about this room because I stayed upstairs by the balcony. I mean, hey, you got the balcony, it's your bedroom. I can walk outside, make some videos. It was cool. So now I'm down here. All right, so because I came down here because I wanted some space to stretch out and just to give me something to do. You know what I mean? Because I could take care of my parents, but that kind of stuff. Uh, I mean, I love them, but I need to do something else. I need to do something with my hands. I need to do something with my extra time that I might have. And so what I've been doing is I've been fixing this basement up. So I've been cleaning it up. I know it's hard to tell. I've been cleaning it up, and I got myself a nice TV to relax in, and clean the carpet and vacuumed and all the things like that. Also, some of the things that I've done. I don't know if you can see. Is that? Let me see. Here we go. More lights, more glare. Is that I've cleaned up the garage. I cleaned the garage up, so I can actually walk around in this garage, and there's some space here. I'll show a little picture of that a little bit later on also. Okay, so that's not the only reason. One of the things is on my next trip, on my last trip that I was supposed to go in July, I was supposed to pick up something called a BCS walk behind tractor. I don't have enough money to buy a real a regular tractor that people think about, Green Acres and that kind of thing with the 4-wheel drive and all of that kind of stuff, putting all that stuff on you, riding around with the steering wheel. But they do have something called a 2-wheel tractor, and that's what I purchased. It's not as expensive as a regular tractor. A regular tractor would cost probably close to about 20 grand. All right. But you can get a 2-wheel tractor and a couple of implements, and you can get that for about 6 or 7. So you can see the price, and that's with implements. All right. You spend 20 grand for another tractor, and you may have a shovel, a bucket, and that's about it. Okay. So I purchased it, paid for it, and I was supposed to pick it up when I was in Missouri in July. Now, all of this time, it's been sitting on the man's showroom floor. So I've been taking up his small business. I've been taking up his floor space to because of my problems, and so I don't want to do that to the man. Especially a small business. He's a guy trying to make ends meet, like me, like most of you out there. So I'm gonna have it shipped here, and yes, believe it, it's expensive. It's very expensive to have it sent over here because it's big. I have 3 implements, and when it gets here, I'll make a video of that also. But I also had to open up some garage space for it, just like when I had my hedge mower. When I had that in here, only this is bigger than the hedge mower, and it has implements, so I can change. I have a brush mower attachment. I have a tilling attachment, and I also have a shovel attachment. And you'll see when I get it here. So I had to open up the garage, and yes, this is a very expensive proposition. I'm gonna have to send. I'm having it shipped here, and then of course, my trailer that I have is in, where do you think? Missouri. All right, so I have to get another trailer so I can put that on so I can take it over there. I guess it doesn't really matter that much because the trailer that I have in Missouri I think is a little bit too small for this piece of equipment. Anyway, so that's what I have to say for today. Um, my mother, she did go back to the hospital, but she's feeling better. I think may have been a problem with her medication. The paperwork is coming along. As I said before, if you have to plan, what is it? Make a plan and work your plan or something like that. And so, of course, end of the lecture. End of the lecture. All right, so obviously I feel a little bit better, and you can see that. So I'm making this video, let everybody know that, yeah, I'm still here, I'm still alive, everybody's still here and kicking. Things are moving, but they're not moving over there. I'm getting some supplies like I did before over here. And so, I'll show you a video when I get the trailer and when I get the walk-behind mower, which I'd never heard of. That's one of the things that I've noticed about this whole project of leaving my comfort zone, is that I find equipment that I never knew existed before. Never knew existed before. And if you have a need, if you look out there, stuff is there. Now, this walk-behind tractor, I never heard of a walk-behind tractor. I never heard of a two-wheel tractor. That's like what? I have no idea. I don't even know what I can even accomplish with that. Also, I never heard of a brush mower, but then I have one. And it costs a fortune. And that was one of the problems that I found with leaving my comfort zone, is that every time you need something, it costs a fortune. But I do have a lot of things. Now, when I put up the plywood on the ceiling in the rec room, what happened is that there's something called a sheetrock stand or something like that. I think that's what it's called. And I bought that, and it's complicated. It's kind of heavy, but once you get it there, you could place a 4x8 sheet of sheetrock, or in my case plywood, within inches or half an inch, quarter of an inch of where you want to put it up on the wall, and you could do it by yourself. And then you just nail it up, screw it up in my case, and boom, you're done. And of course, this equipment is going to meld over into Missouri, absolutely. Because what's going to happen is that shed is not going to stay like the way it is, with just bare ribs showing. Yeah, I do want to put something on there. And to put stuff high up, this is going to be the tool. So, I bought it before I really wanted to, but I got it. I was able to work around with it, and so I know how it works. All right, so thank you for visiting, leaving my comfort zone. Also, I put a couple of stills in and some videos so you can see exactly what I'm talking about as far as the basement, before and after, before and after. All right. Oh, and maybe I'll throw some video in of we had a hurricane that come through, and I was trying to stay ahead of the water. All right, here we go. And thank you for visiting, leaving my comfort zone. Goodbye now.